Hi love, it's Waki here and you're welcome to the channel. Today we'll be shaping the Natalie Bray's bodice block we drafted in the last video. If you missed out on it, kindly watch before proceeding to this tutorial. I'll leave you a link in the description box to take you back to that video. If this is something you love to learn, do well to watch till the end, and please do not forget to like, subscribe and comment and ask questions wherever you are confused. And so for this tutorial, we are going to be making use of the basic bodice block, paper, ruler, marker, armhole cuff. I have mine assembled here already, so let's get to work. If you are a beginner or new to this method, use your pencil and eraser to draft so that you can easily erase your mistake. If the basic bodice is transferred and sewn on a fabric the way it is, you are going to be observing a looseness at the waist area. So in order to have a closer fit for styles that require closer fits, the waist needs to be reduced to an average dress fit so that the dress is going to fit the figure properly. Shaping of the waist should be to at least the waist plus 3 to 5 cm. Remember, the block was drafted on half pattern, so it will give half waist plus 1.5 to 2.5 cm in the half pattern. So the pattern we are using now is the half pattern, and we are going to be reducing the waist to half of the waist plus 2 to 3.5 cm. You can choose any of the value or the value in between. But before we shape, there are a few rules that guide a tighter fit on a figure. The first rule is that tightening should aim at distributing the waist reduction around the figure as much as possible. Avoid taking in the shaping only at the waist. This simply means that the waist reduction can be taken from the center front, the center back, at the sides and under nipple to nipple line. The second general rule to note is that the waist reduction should not be taken equally at all parts. Example, the center front and the center back can only take limited amounts. The center front can only take 1 cm while the center back can only take 2 cm. Anything more than that might give a wrong fit on the figure. Another thing to note is that you might decide not to use the waist reduction at the center front and the center back, and that is totally fine. We are starting now by establishing the waist reduction. The waist reduction is obtained by dividing your waist measurements by 2 and adding 1.5 cm. Remember, I said you can use 1.5 to 2.5 cm, but for the purpose of this video, I'm using 1.5 cm. My waist is 72 cm, so half of my waist is going to be 72 cm divided by 2, and that gives 36 cm. So 36 cm plus 1.5 cm is 37.5 cm. Then measure this 37.5 cm starting from the front towards the back, as you can see me do, and mark the 37.5 cm. The value that remains on that waistline after placing this measurement is called the waist reduction, and in my case is 10 cm. Yours might be more or less, so just take note of that. We'll start taking our waist reduction from the center front. So I've measured 1 cm at that center front, and from the waistline I'm coming down by 1 cm. And at the side, using your tip, you are going to be measuring in 1 cm. Use your ruler to join that 1 cm line to the side, just as you can see on the screen, and then you are going to shade that part out. And from that point, come down by 0.5 cm. Remember, we came down by 1 cm at the center front, so use your ruler to rule a slant line to join these 2 points. After joining, I mistakenly shaded this part, so you don't need to shade this part as it is needed in the bodice. And then from the center front, we marked 1 cm, so we are going to connect it in a slanting line to where you have the base of the neckline. Remember, the waist reduction for the front is 5 cm, and we have taken in 1 cm at the side and at the center front, making it 2 cm, and now we are left with 3 cm. So on that vertical dart line, we are going to be taking out 1.5 cm on each side. So 1.5 cm plus 1.5 cm will give us the remaining 3 cm. To mark the length and the depth of the dart, start from the waistline down. You can choose between 13 to 15 cm. You can either use 13, 14 or 15 cm. And then from the waist measurement up, still on that line, you choose between 11 to 13 cm, meaning you can use either 11, 12 or 13. But I used 11 cm for this project, and when I'm done, I'm going to use my ruler to connect these lines to make a dart. I'm also drawing shaded lines on this part just to indicate that this is a dart and that this part is going to be sewn out on the fabric. We are done with the front for now, so let's shape the back. From the center back, you are going to be measuring in 2 cm, and then at the side you come in by 1 cm as well. I added margin to my bodice, so I'm unwrapping it at this point and joining that diagonal line that way. You can see that the line projects out of the center back by just a little bit, and this extra fullness can be tackled while sewing by either making it into a dart or adding it to the zip allowance. I'm shading out this part just like I did for the front, and please, it's important to note that it's not all styles that require the center back and center front waist shaping. We are also going to be fixing the straight waist dart line for the back. You mark from the center back your back width measurements divided by 4. When you have that value, you place it just as I have done. I used my own measurements and I've ruled it into the straight line. Remember, you've taken out 2 cm at CB, 1 cm at the sides. All that is left now is 2 cm, and you will be dividing it 1 cm on both sides. When you are done, you use your ruler to connect. Use the same dart length or depth as you did for the front. Now connect to a dart using your ruler. At the side, come down by 0.5 cm so that it will match the front, and then connect it to your waistline. This part may not be necessary if you are using the full bodice block, but if you are going to be using a half length, you have to cut it out and use it that way. We are almost done, but let's draw in the shoulder dart for the back. From that edge, you are going to divide the shoulder length by 2 and mark. I started from the right and I've marked half of my shoulder measurement. Then from the left as well, you measure. Then you will notice that you have an excess of about 1 to 1.5 cm. So you are going to take this down a depth of about 8 cm and roll in that shoulder dart. You can as well shade, and our pattern is ready. We are going to be using this shape pattern to make a dress in our next tutorial, so please stay tuned. Bye.